Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 22nd of June, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar and currencies, then stock markets, commodities, and last of all some US tech stocks. And just a reminder that my top chart here is my weekly Ichimoku, my middle chart is my daily Ichimoku, and my short-term chart is my 60 minutes. So this is my long-term, medium-term and short-term view. And then on the point and figure, there's a 1% log scale, 0.5% log scale, and a 0.1% log scale on the 60 minutes. So again, this is medium, long-term, medium and short-term. And you can grab these layouts from our library. So if you're using an Updata feed, you can grab this same layout from our libraries, so that you can actually copy me with the same layout. And if you're not really need to just understand these charts a little bit better, why not take a look at our training videos? And you'll find this on the Updata website, updata.co.uk, under training videos, under the research menu, and there's videos on Dow theory, lots of different videos. The Dow theory one's really essential, but the cloud charts and point and figure charts videos will help you understand the charts that I use here. Now those videos used to be a training course, a daily trading course for over £1,000 for market professionals, now free on our website. So if you really want to understand how to use the Ichimoku charts, the weekly, the daily and the 60-minute and the point and figure charts, those are the place. Just watch those videos and get your knowledge up to that standard. So once you have that knowledge, the ability to get a hold on what's going on is really quick. So looking at the dollar index this morning, we can see that long term we're bouncing off the cloud on the lagging line. We're just slightly below on the price, but we are bouncing on the lagging line. This is bullish. We're below still on the medium term chart. We are seeing just a recovery a little bit in the dollar the last several weeks. And we're seeing on the short-term chart that we are bullish above the cloud. Remember, if we're above the cloud, we're bullish. And so we do have an upside target for the dollar of about 2% and a downside target on the medium-term chart of about 3.5%. So we've got this conflicting picture where it looks like the dollar will rise in the long term, fall in the medium term, which is maybe weeks and months. This is months and years. But in the short term, we're rising. So this week, we're looking still quite bullish on the dollar. Looking at the euro, we see the reverse picture, of course. This is euro dollar. So we're hitting resistance on the cloud on the short term chart. We've activated this downside target of 109. That's 2.3% downside. And we are, again, just seeing a mixed picture. Medium term looking a bit better, but the long term chart is still bearish with these very big targets hanging over us. But at the moment, the euro is just looking a little bit weak. Japanese yen, we're seeing the dollar just coming off a little bit here. This is dollar weakness. Remember, this is dollar rising, yen strengthening now. So here we see the dollar strength just coming off the top here, and on the daily chart we're just seeing that hitting resistance, and on the weekly chart the lagging chart line still hitting some resistance. So the yen has been strong. Sterling has been in the news a lot lately. We had a big fall on Tuesday with Bank of England comments, and a recovery yesterday with another board member saying they felt interest rates should rise soon. Sterling hanging on to every comment we're seeing, but we do have this downside target of 123 hanging over us. That's 2.7% downside, and then 122 is a new downside target not yet activated. A move below the 125.85 area would activate that target, and so we are just seeing that sterling is susceptible to falls at the moment, short term looking bearish. And of course that means if you're investing in foreign stocks as a UK investor, you'll see better returns on the basis of sterling weakening, if that's going to happen. Sterling against the euro, we're bearish below the cloud on all three charts, so that's pretty bearish. Lots of downside targets here on the short-term chart: 110.84, 112, 110.40, 110.50. 110.50, there's three targets to that sort of area. That's what we call a cluster. Really suggests that sterling will fall against the euro. And against the Swiss franc, we're bearish on all three charts as well. And against the Australian dollar, we're also seeing bearishness with downside targets and bearish below the cloud on the short term. medium-term chart just turning bearish. Taking a look at stock markets, the S&P 500 came off a little bit yesterday, but still looks bullish on all three charts. The good news is the Nasdaq recovered. It took out that high that we were talking about, so we're now at 57.82. We said 57.80 was really the level. It's not convincingly through, but we are back up above the cloud, and we do have these upside targets 5,800 and even 6,254. So we are seeing quite big upside targets in the Nasdaq. Looks like it's recovering now. Dow Jones, much the same thing. The weekly chart shows the new highs we've been seeing, bullish on all three charts, and the Russell 2000 just coming off a little bit on the Russell 2000, so the broader market not quite as strong. The S&P future down very slightly this morning, and the Nasdaq E-mini the same, virtually unchanged, so no real heads up as to which way the market will open. The FTSE 100 index falling away this morning, so we are just seeing short-term bearishness on the FTSE. Really has been struggling the last several weeks. It's just in this range, rolling over. It's a long slog here. We are going up the hill. It is a bullish trend, but it has been quite a tough few weeks, and we're just seeing that fall away. We need to watch this 7,380 level really. We've got a target here to 7,215, which is about 2.7% down. So just showing some short-term weakness there. And the 250 much the same, having had a very good run this year so far, just showing signs that it's selling off. The DAX looking a little bit bearish as well, and the Nikkei still bullish above the cloud on all three charts. The Hang Seng just falling away a little bit, so China is a little bit worrying there. That's the Hong Kong market, and China is still bearish in the medium and long-term charts and falling quite sharply there over the last hour or so. But interestingly, China is the one market that still isn't completely bullish on the medium and long-term charts. The Indian market has jumped, so the Sensex is looking better, setting new all-time highs again. With lots of upside targets, the Indian market is the one that looks really great. Australian market's up this morning. Might be finding some support on the short term, but the medium term picture is not great, just very mixed. Now, it's clear I've been a bear of crude oil for several weeks, making new lows again. So we're down to 44.60. We're seeing those new lows, really significant there. And WTI, we're seeing new lows. A new target of 39.34 has been given on this sell, so that's quite significant as well. So crude oil really falling very heavily now. US nat gas is also just running along the bottom, sitting at around $2.90, just struggling to get back above this $3 level. Waiting for storage numbers today. Copper, we're seeing down nearly 1%, bearish in the medium term. The short-term chart is still bullish, but looking pretty mixed. Looking at some of the softs, coffee still hitting the floor, bearish on all three charts. Cocoa really falling away here, so we've been really bearish on softs. Sugar, again, just bearish on all three charts. So the softs all generally just making new lows. Gold is just going through a transition, and the long-term charts are looking better and better on gold. We've got these upside targets, trend transition. Looks like we're finding some support here on the price on the cloud and starting a new run in gold. This is a new move up. We need to wait for a significant thrust before we can get some short-term targets, but gold is looking better and it's short-term bullish now. In fact, gold is bullish on the short-term, the medium-term, and the long-term charts. So that's looking pretty good. Silver just also making that short-term transition, but not looking quite as good on the medium and long-term charts. The 10-year Treasury yield just down slightly at 2.15%. So the market not pricing in any more US interest rates at the moment. And then we look at the tech. So Apple not making the new high like the Nasdaq, not getting back above the cloud and not taking out that level that we saw last week. So Apple still looks a little bit worrying. Google is mirroring the Nasdaq, as is Amazon. It's through the cloud, as is Facebook. Facebook looking very strong. Upside target short term here of 8.5% and lots of medium term targets. Holder of Facebook shares, I probably should declare that. And I also hold Microsoft, which is not looking quite as good, not back through the cloud, but still in bullish trends. That's it for today. Remember to take a look at those training videos. You'll understand these charts a lot better just watching the cloud charts and the point and figure trading videos. So until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.